Welcome back to ASVAB Roadmap. Today, we're going to talk about the distributive property for arithmetic. So let's get started. As we learn math, we will see that there are certain properties of numbers that are very important. We already learned about the commutative property and the associative property. And we saw how addition and multiplication abide by these properties, while subtraction and division do not. Now let's learn another property, the distributive property. To see how this works, let's look at some more apples. Say we have 5 piles of 7 apples. 5 piles times 7 apples per pile gives us 35. What if we split each pile up into a group of 3 and a group of 4? There are a few ways we can represent this. Let's take the 7 and split it up into 3 plus 4 in parentheses. This is clearly the same value we just had because 3 plus 4 equals 7. Which makes sense because rearranging the apples shouldn't change the number of them that are present. But we could also say we have 5 piles of 3 and 5 piles of 4. That means 5 times 3 plus 5 times 4. Visually, we are just describing what we see, but mathematically, we have just derived the distributive property. When we have a number that is multiplied by a sum or difference, we can distribute that number across each value within that sum or difference. In this case, that means 5 times 3 plus 5 times 4. That gives us 15 plus 20, which is indeed still 35. So, whether we add the numbers inside the parentheses first and then multiply the other number, or distribute the number across the sum, we will get the same result, and that is the essence of the distributive property. We can even use this property in reverse. Let's say we have 5 times 17. If we don't want to write down a calculation, we can easily do this within our heads if we split 17 up into 10 plus 5 plus 2. And now, we can distribute the 5 across the sum. These can be done easily in your head, and we get 50 plus 25 plus 10, which equals 85. This sort of mental trickery is very useful for multiplying large numbers. So let's move on to that topic next. Alright guys, that was the distributive property. Be sure to do the practice test below before you move on, and we'll see you inside the next video.